There are many people who believe that the COVID narrative was set up specifically to prevent President Trump from being re-elected. But as we've explored over the past number of months, there's quite a lot of evidence that this agenda has been in the works for a very long time and was set up long before Trump was even considering running for the presidency. And we saw this in the Rockefeller Lockstep document of 2010, which outlines the scenario planning of such a pandemic in great detail. Plans have been afoot for several years now by the World Health Organization and the European Commission to issue mandatory vaccinations and digital immunity passports to EU citizens. As I always say to people who claim that all of the COVID madness will end if Trump gets re-elected on November 3rd, why would anything fundamentally change in Trump's approach to this crisis after he gets elected? What has Trump's presidency got to do with what Dan Andrews is doing to his people in Victoria, Australia? If this virus was specifically about undermining Trump's presidency, then why was the entire planet affected? Why were we all in lockdown and made to conform to masks and social distancing? It's pretty myopic to suggest that all of the social upheaval and tyranny of the past 6 months was just about Trump and America, when in fact, it was entirely global. This entire scandal is obviously far larger than the United States and Donald Trump. It is, after all, a global coup by the UN and its partners. And what's more, people need to be very wary of placing their faith in Trump. Despite initially being skeptical of the COVID narrative and even suggesting alternative treatments to vaccines, it seems now that Trump, like Boris Johnson in the UK, is now very much on board with it.
One issue that has come up is once you do have a vaccine, how do you properly distribute it? How do you get it out quickly to millions?
Well, when we have the vaccine, we have the military all lined up, and the military is going to be doing it in a very powerful manner.
In a very powerful manner?
These are people that don't usually do vaccines. They do soldiers and they do lots of other things that frankly are more difficult. But we have our general, and logistically he's all set. Under my leadership, we'll produce a vaccine in record time. Biden and his very liberal running mate, the most liberal person in Congress, by the way, is not a competent person in my opinion, would destroy this country and would destroy this economy, should immediately apologize for the reckless anti-vaccine rhetoric that they are talking right now, talking about endangering lives, and it undermines science. And what's happening is all of a sudden you'll have this incredible vaccine, and because of that fake rhetoric, it's a political rhetoric, that's all it is, just for politics, because now they see we've done an incredible job, and in speed like nobody's ever seen before. This could have taken 2 or 3 years, and instead it's going to be done in a very short period of time. Could even have it during the month of October.
A rushed vaccine ready in time for the election?
So, contrary to all of the lies, the vaccine, that they're politicalized. They'll say anything, and it's so dangerous for our country what they say. But the vaccine will be very safe and very effective, and it'll be delivered very soon. You could have a very big surprise coming up. I'm sure you'll be very happy, but the people will be happy. The people of the world will be happy.
Anyway, lately I've had some pushback on my criticisms of Trump on social media, and I can understand people's response. People believe that Trump is engaging in yet more 4D chess. And what he's done here is take an aggressive stance on the side of the vaccine, and as a result, he's now made the Democrats respond by saying they don't want his vaccine. So by comparison to where they were before, they almost sound anti-vax. So the suggestion is that this was Trump's plan all along, to undermine the necessity of the vaccine by getting everybody to turn against him. It's a nice theory, and I sure hope it's true, and I want to believe that this is the case. But I just can't shake the feeling that this theory is built upon wishfulness. Now, regardless as to where you stand on these two clips that I've shown you, the one that really concerns me is this next one. Keep in mind, Trump did pull US funding from the World Health Organization in late May of this year, and that gave many of us hope initially, until he ploughed funding into GAVI, the Vaccine Alliance, which of course was founded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This clip is from June 4th.
GAVI operates with great transparency, and Boris Johnson is somebody with tremendous respect for you and everything you do. He called, he said, "Do you think you could do something maybe around the Oval Office or right by the Oval Office?" I said, "Why not? It happens to be right behind me." As the coronavirus has shown, there are no borders. It doesn't discriminate. It's mean, it's nasty, but we're going to all take care of it together. It's great to be partnering with you. We will work hard. We will work strong. Send my regards to Boris, and good luck. Let's get the answer.
According to the US Embassy in Georgia, the United States has donated $1.16 billion more to GAVI, the Vaccine Alliance, to prevent the spread of infectious diseases worldwide. President Trump provided a statement of support for GAVI at the public GAVI Pledge Conference, hosted by the United Kingdom on June 4th. Bonnie Glick, Deputy Administrator of the US Agency for International Development, announced this as the largest ever US donation to GAVI. The multi-year commitment reflects the ongoing US collaboration with other countries to reduce the spread of preventable infectious diseases and prevent a backslide in immunization gains during the COVID-19 pandemic. According to this World Health Organization document, Programs Budget, from 2018 to 2019, on page 21 it shows the United States was previously the biggest financial contributor to the World Health Organization. Since Trump terminated US funding recently, that means that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is now the biggest financial contributor. And like I say, you can clearly see here that GAVI is listed as a major financial contributor to the World Health Organization. So that means by contributing financially to GAVI, which of course was founded by Gates to begin with, Trump has, from what I can see, strengthened Bill Gates' influence of the World Health Organization. As you can see, this looks a lot like a kind of sleight of hand, pulling funding from the World Health Organization only to fund Bill Gates' GAVI instead, which in turn contributes financially to the World Health Organization. According to this NPR article dated April 15th, for the two-year cycle of 2018 and 2019, US contributions accounted for about 20% of the World Health Organization's total budget. The money comes in two streams. The US contribution to the pool of assessed fees is $237 million. That's 22% of the total assessed fees, the largest share of any nation. By comparison, China contributes 12% of this pool of monies, and some low-income countries pay 0.1%. In addition, the US pledged more than $656 million for specific programs, according to the World Health Organization's program budget portal. These voluntary contributions were earmarked for programs including polio eradication, health and nutrition services, vaccine-preventable diseases, tuberculosis, HIV, and preventing and controlling outbreaks. So that means the US was funding the World Health Organization to the tune of $893 million. And this is confirmed in this World Health Organization report on America's contribution updated until Q4 of 2019. This article from kff.org breaks down America's annual financial contributions to GAVI since 2001. As you can see, for the past 3 years, America has been funding GAVI $290 million per year. So, America has been giving GAVI $290 million per year for the past 3 years, so $1.16 billion is a big pledge by comparison. So, by removing funding from the World Health Organization and instead giving $1.16 billion to GAVI, the US has indirectly maintained funding to the World Health Organization because GAVI is one of the World Health Organization's major financial contributors. It's all ultimately going to the same place after all. I just have to conclude by asking, is Trump playing the globalists, or are we the ones being played?